Hello students, last day we have discussed on user input using buffer reader, okay, and in that video I let you know that how to take input as a string, and also I told you that to take input for the numeric values, means for integer or a float type, we'll discuss in the next video. So today I am going to let you know that how to take user input of a number of an integer. So start with import java.io.star. This is the very first line that we have to take. Class CL public static void main string AR, and yesterday or day before couple of days I told you that whenever we have to use buffered reader, then with the main class along with main statement we have to write throws exception. Okay, now we have to create the object of two classes, input stream reader object, suppose ISR equal to new input stream reader system.in. Again we have to create the object of buffered reader br equal to new buffered reader, and inside buffered reader we have to pass this ISR object. Whatever is here, that it should be exactly written as it is ISR. If you write obj, then you will write obj instead of ISR. Now suppose we have to take input for the two numbers int I, j, and we will add these two numbers after taking the input. System.out.print enter first number. Now students, remember here the most important thing, that whenever we take input using buffer reader, the input is always of string type. We cannot directly take input as integer, as in the case of a scanner we have taken integer input by using the function next int, next float, next double, next byte, next sort. We had different functions using a scanner class, but in case of buffer reader we have only one function br.readline, and by using br.readline we can take input as a string. So if we have to take input for the number, then how do we take? By using string str, because the input will be of string type, so the input will be written as br.readline. Okay, now if you take input as string here, suppose you take input 10, so this 10 you can take input by using this statement br.readline, and after that this 10 will be stored in str, and str is of string type, so this 10 will be treated as like this is a string type, but you have to convert this string type 10 into numeric 10 like this. So how will you convert this string into integer? For that we have one method, and this string is to be converted into integer. Let's start once again. We have to convert this numeric string into integer, and to be stored in an integer type variable. Here integer type variable is suppose I equal to convert string numeric string into integer, we'll use a function integer dot parse int. Remember, integer dot parse int is used to convert numeric string into integer. Once again I am repeating, integer dot parse int is used to convert numeric string into integer, and numeric string is stored in str, so you have to pass str inside it. Now again, suppose we have to take input for another integer number, so I am writing here enter second number. Again, input will always be taken as string, and this string is to be converted into j. Now here comes a question that here the name of str has been already declared, so you can change this string because str has been already declared here. Here str has been already declared, so you don't need to uh, declare again. And after using this statement, the use of str has been finished. There is no use of str after this statement, so we have reused str in this statement. Okay now, so now str equal to br dot readline means second number has been taken as input and is stored in a string, and further this string has been converted, this str has been converted into integer by using integer dot parseInt. Now k equal to I plus j. System dot out dot println sum equal to plus k. Okay, close. Now save the file cl.java. cd java java c cl.java. Just wait, program is being compiled. Now run the file java cl. Enter first number 11, enter second number 22, sum equal to 33. Okay, so in this way we can use buffer reader for input for an integer value. Okay, so what is the technique? First of all, declare the object of the two classes InputStreamReader and BufferedReader. After that, while taking input, first take input in a string, and then in the second line convert the string into integer by using integer.parseInt. Okay, now in the second line enter second number again and take input in a string and further convert the string into integer. Now here I am going to use one more concept. Just look here, str equal to br dot readline. Here str equal to br dot readline. It means str, instead of str we can directly use br dot readline. So here we have used str, we can directly use br dot readline. There will be no effect on the program. Remove this syntax. Instead of writing these two lines, you can use a single statement integer.parseInt br.readline. br.readline will take input as a string. br.readline will take input as a string and will convert into integer by using integer.parseInt. This is the main concept and you have to keep in mind. Again, I am going to compile this program. Program compiled, and now this time I am taking input as 10 and 20, sum equal to 30. Okay, in this way you can take input for integer. Suppose you have to take input as a float, so just declare these three variables as a float, and instead of integer.parseInt, in case of float, instead of integer.parseInt you will use float.parsefloat. Float.parsefloat. Okay, so each primitive data type has different types of functions and syntaxes. After that, after some time I will let you know that all these concepts belongs to a different types of class that is called wrapper class. So we'll discuss in second after some time. I think after 1 month, whenever all these concepts will be cleared, then we'll discuss wrapper class. So this time you just have to know float dot parse float to take input as a, to convert numeric string as a float. Okay, so compile. Four and 2.5. Here look, the answer is 6.5. Okay, in this way you can take float, you can convert a string into float. Now in this way I am going to let you know that how to use different data types. Byte dot parse byte, short dot parse short, integer dot parse int, long dot parse long, float dot parse float, double dot parse double. Okay, character and boolean cannot be converted, string cannot be converted into character and boolean, and character has different types of functions, 7 to 8 different types of functions that we will discuss later. So this time you have to know these are the functions of wrapper class. These are the functions of wrapper class. Okay, so let you why after 1 or 2 months, just I'm defining here the class that is used to convert primitive data type as an object is called wrapper class. Okay, and each primitive data type has different classes. Byte, on the left side I am writing the primitive data type, on the right side wrapper class. You know that primitive data types are written in a small and class is always written with capital. Short, int, integer, long wrapper class. For float primitive data type, float is the wrapper class. Double is the wrapper class. For character is the wrapper class. Boolean is the wrapper class. However, these two wrapper classes does not have such type of converting functions. These are used in another ways. So all of you write all these concepts in your notebook and you will learn these are the corresponding wrapper classes. These are primitive data types and these are wrapper classes. Okay, so in this way you can know everything, and these are the converting functions. So you will do the practice of all these programs in your notebook, in your laptop or desktop, whatever you have the resources, and you will practice in your copy also, so that you have full command over the syntaxes. So whenever we'll use these concepts in the next program, and I think day after tomorrow I will let you know more programs on these concepts. So before that you should have good command over these concepts. Okay, Thank you.